he started this game in such a brutal fashion. I think he was 0-11 into that last round, and he got an op frag on the last round of that half.
Yeah.
I've never seen Scream have a game like this before.
Yeah, I mean, it could turn around completely as we switch sides here, and Dash is asking the question, what are Liquid going to bring to the table? I can't wait to get to the full gun rounds. We know Team Liquid likes double operator setups, but so much more to talk about that a little bit later as we get into it, because Scream, with that Marshall, looking for it here, but it looks like Dapper may have evaded this. Surely Scream will find him, though. It's just a classic at that range. Scream will have time to react as if Scream goes deeper. And he very well might. Dapper's so ready.
Yeah, so patient. This is, even if Scream came on his screen, it's still a hard frag to get with a classic from this distance without Scream turning and just...
I need to know the answer, Sean. Scream,
yes,
please.
I know.
Keep going.
I don't think we're going to get it because there's prodding around this A site.
Yeah.
Shaz working his way up A halls any second now.
The drone comes through defensively from Yampi as he looks for that A main vision. And they actually, Sentinels dodged the drone vision. So right now, Liquid's still in the dark.
Oh man, this is so wild.
Sweating
the patience on screen. He knows that turret's still there. He can still hear it. He knows the killjoy's close. He just has no idea where.
Some sound cues. Dapper's going to hear that one.
30
that might be a
seconds
timing
left.
for Dapper to start lurking up. We'll have to see. Yeah, exactly. Dapper's moving up, and that's going to force a dash out from Scream. But he wants this kill. But he has to defend the A site. He's got to help his teammates out. Just a timing for Dapper to come in, and Team Liquid are hitting the frags here, but it's looking a bit scary. Nice one from Scream there with the Marshall, the no-scope coming forward as he keeps it on running. And it looks like at the end, with all said and done, 3 players survive, no spike planted, actually ends up being okay for both teams, I would say.
Yeah, I would say that's a massive win for Liquid. When Tens gets that Marshall headshot to open up the round, you have to get the immediate responses, and he actually gets a second before the triple answer, quadruple actually, answer comes in from Liquid. Flawless at that point. They close out the round, keep all of the rest of their economy intact. But now we get the first gun round in. And Tens, I don't think he'll have an off yet. He has a Guardian. This is something we saw in the Furious series. He overbought second and ends up with a Guardian on third.
All you need to do is click on heads, so...
Arrow top mid and a turret to hold that door push. This is a default that Sentinels is running towards the B site.
We already see the problem for Sentinels on the attack here. B is locked down with Cypher and Viper, and the KO Jet combo on A is kind of how Liquid like to play this.
Yeah, this B site is loaded with utility. Like you mentioned, we have the Viper wall, we have all of the Cypher util, we have a Sova that could quick rotate in Yampi. But Sentinels is going through elbow. They're going to get spotted by the cam first, and how does Liquid respond?
This is so scary for Sentinels. Walking into all of this utility, like you said, loaded. There's that poison orb. When it goes forward, it's going to catch Navera, but they can't punish him. Already discern too much from that information. They're going to force their way forward here and see what they can do into this B site. So far, he keeps for those entries still. Able to get backside, but here comes the wraparound from Link. Able to take down Shazam. Another one. Spectre really doing a great job, and Link is just clotheslining these players from Sentinels. And Liquid are quickly back on the board. 1 round deficit now.
This defense, Dan, looks locked down. Absolutely stellar utility usage right there from Liquid. Good job by Link maneuvering around that pillar, finding all those frags. Started with a Spectre.
The question is going to be, as we said, the B site, that's not where you want to go. You want to try to exploit the A site, but that's where we're going to see, again, the pushes from Scream. You've got the support from Soulcast, the 0 point to stuff any early drones or util, or any fast pushes. So they can play the delay game, and also play the KO out into mid as well if necessary.
And again, Sentinels is just looking to keep their default centered around mid. It looks like mid is going to be a focal point for them against Liquid in this matchup.
Sentinels trying to... They're going to have to really... I wonder, actually, if they're going to go to find the right approach for this setup, and we'll talk about that a little bit more as we see exactly how now as this maneuver towards A, how that works here for Sentinels. Looking for just an overextension, a Sheriff headshot, some Marshall tags, soften them up. Oh, but you know what? They can go straight into it. The fast play, that's backfired. That's the overextension they Sentinels are looking for. 5 versus 4 now for them as they have an opportunity. They put up the wall. The reactions here, the rotations in from Sentinels, rather from Team Liquid. Team Liquid, okay, they're finding great success with the rifles. Soulcast! Oh, he's owning them right now. That could have been so much worse here. So much worse.
Yeah, absolutely. But we've seen that time and time again so far in this half, Dan. We see Sentinels have success finding the first blood. Even last time they had Marshals, Tens did it. But the responses from Liquid come in so fast. The rotations into the choke point and the utility to support it just so quickly. You know, the Viper Molly, the shock darts coming in from Yompi, the swings from Solkis, as well as the 0 point. So many things to slow down Sentinels after that pick. And just win the round easily.
And here it is. That's the timeout. We're talking about this. And we need to figure out, well, Sentinels need to figure out, collectively, we are not a part of Sentinels, but they need to figure out how do they manage this Cypher, Viper on B, impenetrable site effectively.
Yes.
And then also, we've got the situation, okay, you've got Jet KO towards A. They use the 0 point to kind of stuff the early pushes, early execs, early drones, Trailblazers, these kinds of things. I mean, I'm thinking they could just bulldoze the A site, but if they try to do that, they have to do it without utility initially. So how would you handle this, Sean?
It's very difficult, right? It's a delicate thing to deal with because, yeah, like you're mentioning, if you go A fast, you're likely going to get suppressed. So you can't go too fast. If you go B fast, I mean, that's just not even an option. You have to go through all that utility. You're definitely going to die going through the Poison Orb and the Molly into trips. So you can't do that. That's why Sentinels is looking around mid a lot. Now, I think they need their lurkers to come online, personally. I think they need to be doing hits where there's lurks active across the map on the other side, where that person can take ground and the team can roll back into that player.
Okay.
Now, it's very difficult. Way easier said than done. Way easier said than done.
We'll see if they set up some lurks. We've seen that, you know, setting up a player in elbow or setting up a player with deep holes. These could be two ideal kind of lurk setups. You work players there early. We'll see if that's how Sentinels try to handle this. And then they get the option to split sites as well. So we're expecting something a bit different now from Sentinels, but Liquid might try to expose it. They've got 4 players towards A early on. So Viper's come over. They're anticipating a heavy A push on Liquid. And they're ready for this. Seekers go forward, the mid push through the doors. Again, it feels like Liquid expected this. They're ready for it.
Oh god, this flash,
Quick
Dan.
underhanded flash over the top here. They are taking away the door position from Sentinels. Sentinels looking to reset, and there's gaps. They know there's gaps. We actually have Dapper going up towards mid-nest.
Oh, the 4v4, Dan, but Sentinels has no smokes. The controller's arms taken out early. And this is that lurk I was looking for. Dapper is active. He's going to find Link here, but who wins the battle?
This is so important. Oh, he's going to have just a slight advantage, Dapper.
And just like that, Dan, I think he's questioning rolling into the site, but immediately the Viper utility is activated. The 0 point comes in. That's so much info for Dapper. He's faking this site with his ult. And Sentinels, they're going A.
But the Soulcast is at back B, so he can call this. He knows it's a fake immediately. Surely this lockdown is not going to sell this one. All the information's there for Soulcast. But actually still, it looks like Liquid, not sure.
30 seconds left.
Sentinels are playing it so slow towards A that they thought it was actually a double fake, I think, Sean. And they get a free A side because of it.
Wow.
The mind game.
Maybe a bit lucky there. Dapper now nested up in middle, has the turret at elbow to hold his flank. This is going to be a very, very difficult retake for the Liquid members.
They have been clean and sharp on some of their headshots.
Look how much they have to clear. They have no idea how advanced these Sentinels players could be. There's so much to worry about. From holes to mid to deep spawn. You know, they could be anywhere.
And even the flank.
Yes, Dapper could have been at elbow the whole time. He just did a lockdown there.
And you can see Soulcast is looking for that. So they respect it. They respect, just like you say, all of that space that was gained by Sentinels. And that's such a crazy... That's like so much about timings. The fact that Sentinels didn't just roll straight into the A site off of the lockdown, thinking that the lockdown would automatically sell it, But they did, because we saw Liquid had that info, they got to play a back B. So it ends up being a double fake because of the way that Sentinels delay the push into A. It's just really so smart.
Yeah, Liquid's rotations actually looked really on point.
Yeah, they know what's going on.
Navera and Scream, the brothers were rotating back to A before Sentinels were out A, while the lockdown was down. But again, we have the base setup, Dan. How can Sentinels keep doing that, right? That was one round after that tack timeout. They're going to need to build some here.
Yeah. And they were expected, the play that they had made was expected as well. So it's a good recovery from their mid-round.
Ten's dodged that 0 point. I don't know if they're aware he could be this close yet.
It's quite a nasty angle. That's a very deep angle into that B connector. So we'll see how that plays out. Yampy with the drone. Don't know that he spotted Tens with that actually. Oh no, Dapper tagged and fragged by that drone. Hunter's Fury combo. However, Shazam has a Hunter's Fury of his own. He might use that to clear out position around the pyramids here for this A attack, and they do have a split from Tens. He's managed to oh no! Tens! No. Oh my god, I can't believe what I just saw. Soulcats takes down Tens, and maybe that's the best chance gone right now for Sentinels. Can they recover? Hunter's Fury sent forward, but it doesn't push the players off of pyramids. Shazam able to take down Scream. Might be able to claim some space, but they still can't work their way through. Oh, they have been completely stopped here. Great defense from Liquid. Unbelievable moment from Tens, though. That is not what you expect to see. That's the turn in the match that Liquid needed.
That is an absolute momentum changer, Dan. I know Sentinels has only won one round in this half, and it was the round prior to that. But yet, that is heartbreaking if you're a Sentinels fan watching your star player. Yeah, that looked like a double kill at worst for Tens, right? Wow. He has the Blade Storm still. Sentinels has one more buy left in them.
Oh, that's a rough one.
They are grouped back towards this heavy util B site, Dan. And guess what? Liquid has brought Scream over.
Yeah, Liquid really reading this very well. They're ahead of what Sentinels' adjustments are. They know what the adjustments are going to be. And this comes down to pure firepower now from someone like Tens. Blade Storm in hand. Because as we said, Liquid, they know what's coming, they're set up for it. The difference is made with the star players. Tens jiggling, it's gonna find some information. Drawing down halls to make sure that that position works.
Tens trying everything in his power to get an updraft at a distance far enough away where the player can't hear it. Tried the one for doors, tried the one for nest. Finds nothing, so they're going to go back actually into this A site. And Dan's a totally different setup now. Yampy is here with the Operator as well as Soulkiss on the KO. Sentinels hasn't dealt with this yet, and I don't think they're going to be aware that there's an op here, especially after the early battle with Tens.
There's a drone.
30 seconds
on
left.
the side doesn't concern himself with that one though. You've got null commands, and Yampy just shoots Tens straight in the chest. Soulcast holds it down as well. Beautiful stuff. And there's nothing really that is possible here. I don't think the Sentinels, there's no time to get a spike planted at this point. So what is the objective? Dapper's going to take down Link. Can they save the guns at least? Looks like they might be able to, but that car bus actually, I think, saves Sick. It's going to get out of there with that gun. And there it is, Team Liquid, 10 rounds to Sentinels 9. Sentinels not having any hope here. And Sean, it is a strategy thing. Right now, it looks like Sentinels are underprepared in how they should be dealing with this strong B setup. They're not working mid or A in such a way that is allowing them to get these post plants.
Yeah, this KO has been a real thorn in the side for the Sentinels right now. And that round in particular takes the Blade Storm away from Tens. That causes Yampy to peek into Tens, and he only has a classic. It's just, he's entering A site as the entry fragger with a classic. The KO is absolutely obliterating these A hits from Sentinels, and they have nothing at B.
KO stonks rising. We've got the advanced version. Looks like
3 of them hit, but Zom's utility stays up. That's huge.
This is what we're talking about. That 0 point so effective at stuffing these timings on these early A hits. But there comes that Viper's pit. We'll see what can happen behind that one. Sick able to take down Soulcast at the very least. Spike goes down. We haven't seen many of those. Lurk around. Oh! The snake bite double damage shock dart. You'd love to see that. 4 versus 3 Sentinels looking in good stead here. Does have a neural theft if he can find a body for that. But that Viper's Pit is so difficult to deal with. Spamming in, and he actually gets lucky, Yampy. And it's a Viper's Pit to counter the Viper's Pit. Yampy charging forward. Oh, as he follows the Viper's Pit around the circumference of it. That's beautiful work from him. And somehow Team Liquid doing all the damage. That's absolute, just such amazing work from them. And they have time for this.
They do have time.
I can't believe that they managed to make
what
that work,
Sean. What a retake, Dan. I can't believe it.
Just like following the Viper's Pit as it expanded,
smart.
it covered him in the Viper's Pit, his opponent.
It takes away the distance on the near sight. What an incredible play from the new pickup. Team Liquid Nevera. Oh my goodness, that's so smart.
This was crazy. I mean, just look at Yampy running with it like he's chasing Seekers.
Gosh, that's brilliant.
I've never seen that actually, I don't think. It's just quite like that in this situation.
Not like that. That is very smart. They used it to progress into another Viper hole. That is so smart. Oh my goodness.
I'm blown away, Sean. I'm still thinking about that. And I think Sentinels are blown away as well because they got the plant down. They had a lot of advantages. But once again, Liquid find a way. And it's with Yampy leading the charge.
Yes, and it looks now, Dan, like Liquid is going to run away with this match. That was, I mean, when it was 9-8, that was Liquid's first lead of the entire game. So Sentinels was about to answer back, you know, tie it back up, take the momentum back. And Liquid just said, no, no. This is such a pivotal moment in the match, and I think Sentinels right now needs this timeout to regroup and come into this round with clear heads because they have lost some tilters.
Yes, that round is a backbreaker, that one. And if they can find a way to rally back after that, that would be impressive. But that is the kind of thing that Sentinels is absolutely and historically, demonstrably, is capable of.
Yes.
And what's going to be interesting is if TenZ can come online, because he has also been so far this tournament, one of the players that can bail them out. So we'll see what they're able to do here. But Liquid looking like they are strategically and tactically well ahead of Sentinels.
And again, Liquid changing up their setup. And look at this. Nevera now has moved to the A site, and he's with Sulcus. We've never seen this pairing at the B site. And it looks like that's where the start of Sentinel's default is going. They've had enough of this A site. He's treated them terribly.
Trailblazer up. Elbow into mid. So that early mid pressure and control hasn't actually been a focus for Liquid, really. Given it in many rounds. Be quite interesting to see if TenZ can get into the nest, but you can see that screen has a great angle to cover for that. And Yampy as well. Back B with that operator takes down TenZ. That's not
This feels
good.
desperate, Dan. This feels real desperate. Sentinels is roaming around the map and just praying TenZ gets a kill. I don't like this look right now if you're a Sentinels fan.
I was really hoping that TenZ would find his way into the nest, but as that is a hole. However, we do have a deep position and Zoms on holes. But how would they use this position?
Blocking sight.
Scream winning that battle a little bit. Sick actually left at 38 HP.
I think Zoms is looking to push through here. Through the holes. He's found himself the trip.
Yump is holding this though, Dan. So if he actually pushes through, oh dear.
Oh, he knows though, he's got the angles. He has such good model awareness, player model awareness, able to jiggle out the operator from that distance. Falling back, and in the meantime, we get the B split coming through. It's going to require every single player to hit their shots here for Sentinels, but Scream off to a good start there for Team Liquid. Certainly such a strong setup. Shazam, sick, strike back, one player backside Link. He can end this, they line up, but still, they take him down very quickly indeed. Very little time, but just enough to get the spike planted. Unbelievable recovery here for Sentinels, but it's not over just yet.
Dan. He has everything. And those flashes are lethal through this Viper Toxin wall.
And there's the recon. He's going to get... Oh, he doesn't get pinged by it.
Oh.
Now the util coming into play there. There's the frag grenade, but gets absolutely dropped by Shazam. And Sentinels, again, you put their backs against the wall, and you have to keep your guard up because they are always going to find a way to do some damage. Amazing, especially after how desperate TenZ's push loads at the start of the round.
That looked very desperate. That's the first round so far this entire match where Sentinels took that first engagement in such a dry fashion. I don't think they have an answer right now as to how to enter these sites. We might see a little bit more of that, a little bit of prodding, looser type of play coming out of them. That's what they were built on, but the game has moved past that.
It would be great to see them find ways to like destroy the Cypher trip with shock darts, try to find ways to open up control around halls and mid-nest perhaps, but similar approach to the previous rounds.
Seekers are out right now at elbow. Dan Tens is right behind them with Sig.
There's a Hunter's Fury as well to really send it towards Spawn. That should be able to help them deal with these players, but Link anchoring there eventually. Looking to try to escape this position. Oh my god, how has he done that? He's taken down 4 players by himself, and now it's down to Dapper to do exactly the same. 2 players quickly oncoming from Spawn, and he can't defeat Scream. That's 12 now for Team Liquid, as they have put Sentinels on the ropes.
Oh my goodness, what a monstrous hold by Link right there, Dan. Oh.
You think he has 2 and that's it? He's good. You've done your job.
He is dancing around, dodging Seekers. Look at that perfectly placed cage to peek into the elbow position. Gets both. And then swings in the middle of the open with a Phantom nonetheless.
Just totally in the open. Totally expect. You can't expect him to get anything what he's already got there.
Absolute legend play right there from Link.
But we're back into it here. This could be the last round unless Sentinels find another way to deal with this. And their buy is atrocious. Zoms.
Oh, damn, this is the lockdown breaking darts. He's waiting for the... Is he waiting for the lockdown? Oh.
Well, there's a suppression, so he knows that he has to wait to line it up.
Oh, Dan, I think Yappy's going to do it.
There it is. There's one.
Killjoy's everywhere, molding right now.
Oh no. There's nothing. There's nothing.
Oh, it didn't work.
Oh, it didn't?
He didn't shoot the second one.
Why didn't he shoot the second? Oh, okay, that's interesting. But either way, we've got the Sentinels right now in the inside, but not with the spike. Some says in cave, he's got to get across with a spike. That's... I mean, they were waiting for the wall to come up just to make this completely safe.
No more pulse remaining on Sentinels. They're going to have to fight their way out of this. Oh dear, all 3 of those players suppressed, Dan.
Now, Liquid starting to get closer and closer, but Sentinels defending, taking those fights as Team Liquid try to cross those positions at closer distance, opening themselves up. Sentinels having some early success here. Soulcast, there's the quick flash around the toxic screen! That's insane for a Soulcast! Takes Tens' head right off and is now just down to Zoms. 1 versus 3, there is a time concern here. Zoms, there it is, there's a snake bite. Can he stop this? Is the snake bite going to be enough? It is going to deny this one for now. And there goes the classic. He's going to... Oh! Zoms, he's pulled it out of the bag out of nothing! Zoms, 1 versus 3. Sentinel's not dead just yet.
A classic from Zoms. Oh my goodness. The man was at 8 and 16 before those classic kills, Dan. Flips the game on its head with the Red Bull clutch. Oh my goodness, I cannot believe it. The individual players in this game are peaking right now.
Oh my god, it's so crazy. It's so crazy that he managed to pull this off. It was halfway. He had to win every single one of those fights with a classic. Okay, if there is not a round to rally the team behind, I don't know what would be better than that.
Look at the bunny then. Scream has the Blade Storm, but Soulcast only has a Spectre. They are running right into Link right now.
Oh, and they're going to take him down straight away, straight into the back B side. We've never seen such success from Sentinels here. And Tens, elevated position. Will they expect this? Oh, does he see the head? Oh, no, he doesn't! Scream comes in! And how much more damage can he do? Well, he's up against that Viper's Pit. The drone, though, can it find the tag in the Viper's Pit? It's found 1, but that's not the Viper. Scream, how many can he get here? Trying to find his way through to the backside, but he will be deflected by Zom. Sentinels looking to earn that overtime. Just Yappy and Soulcast left against 4 players. Here goes Soulcast. He's been fantastic, but he goes down straight away. Up to Yappy now. He's been so impactful. Recon not finding any freebies there for him, and Sentinels, they bring us to overtime. They look dead maybe 3 or 4 times in this game, but they're still in it.
They were on life support right there, and I cannot believe we are here right now. We are at 12-12, and they did it in the most ridiculous fashion. This team is so difficult to beat. Even when they're at their worst, they refuse to lose. This is insane.
Yeah, it really is absolutely crazy. The Sentinel. This is why this team, no matter the form that they can bring into a tournament, They have that gear to go to. And we're seeing it right now against Team Liquid. I mean, the question is, will Team Liquid be shook? Will they be mentally absolutely shook from that?
Yes.
We'll have to see as we go straight into the overtime.
We haven't seen Liquid on attack in a long time, Dan. So I think they might spread out, and that's what they're doing right now. They're in a base setup, just waiting for any pushes, and look at this. Sick is going to give it to him. He's pushing B right now.
Very passive, but look at the passive approach here has allowed Sick to go very deep, and he's not being discovered.
He had a good timing too, Dan.
Oh, that's such a good read of the timing, just to know that he has this for free.
Oh, you can feel the tension. They're both teams just so passive and quiet right now.
Oh, but they're going to walk into the angle, aren't they? And Sick is right there. He's right there, ready and waiting. Just goes for the first kill. He's just ready for the trade frag. Where is it? Oh, the Flash is going to actually flash Soulcast and Sick rather has full HP still.
And he's trying to get out.
And he's trying to get more info as well. The spike is toward B, and they're moving into A at the same time.
Oh,
can they pull rotation to A here, Team Liquid?
This lurk from Link is huge, Dan. Yompi's in the site, and Sentinels has no idea.
Oh, this is a toxic screen into the B site, and Link picks up the kill onto 10s. Mass confusion against Sentinels as a spike makes his way back to A. Oh my goodness. Liquid finding every headshot here now, Sean, as Zoms is in a 1 versus 3. He's totally out of position.
That's insane. We went from a 3-on-5 to a 1-on-3, Dan. The Liquid lurks. Team Lurkwid out here, lurking into the A site, punishing the Sentinels over rotation. Great play from the in-game leader, Yompi, paired up with Link. Vera, Viper's Pit down, and Zoms has a lot to do.
Zoms making his way forward. It's a pure guessing game. As he gets closer in. There we go. Timing there. Yompi picks it up. And Liquid, they earned the hell out of that round, going down, as you say, 3 against 5 very early, and making it look quite decisive in the end.
Yeah, they finally get one. You know, those are the ones that have been going against them towards the end of this game, and they finally got one going in their favor. The individual plays, though, coming out of Link late in this game, heroic. He's getting them across this finish line.
Last player standing.
Oh, this is so crazy. It's good. I mean, Liquid off to a good start. They pick up that first round. We get a Sentinels timeout straight away. What could they possibly be discussing here right now, Sean? If you're Sentinels, what is the purpose of a timeout like this at this moment?
I mean, truthfully, nothing worked too well for them on their attack side. It wasn't like Liquid, where it felt like they had a footing in every single round they played. That wasn't the case on Sentinel's attack half. It was a lot of blowout rounds that weren't even close for them towards the end of that half. So I think right now they're just looking at the approach, right? How do we set up at the start of the round? Do we need to go faster at the start of the round? Do we need to, reel back and wait the KO knife out? What is the play? Is the play only to have Zoms play passive so that way the control utility stays up? Because right now, their approach to the KO is what's wrong. It's this approach of timings around the KO. The KO is always winning them, right? He's always going to use the 0 point to suppress people at A main, the molly over there at the mid doors, and the hit just becomes so discombobulated. There's no cohesion.
Yeah, no, it's really interesting. I mean, I've been really wanting to see stuff like the shock darts breaking that trip, because Liquid are relying massively in the mid round on that pulse trip, and it's kind of shutting down the lurk plays from Sentinels in halls, and that's one of the
shots at B.
need.
Or the shocks at B, B or those A halls. We have yet to see that come out of Sentinels.
But here we go, we're back in the action once again. Can Sentinels tie it up, or will Liquid take the first map here? Breeze in his best of 3.
Trailblazer sees Scream over here at this A side. That gives them a lot of info, and he's tagged by the drone, and he's down!
Oh, he goes shot out of the sky by 10s, and now a 5 versus 4 advantage. There's a frag grenade. That will shut down the spy plant. That have to be moved. Toxic Screen now runs out of gas. That's going to open up some more duel opportunities here. Once again, Soulcast keeping that pressure up high, but I think the Toxic Screen up again just to deny it. And now Sentinels have that plant. Rivera looking for a timing around the side, but Shazam with the lurk. Can he find it? Yes, he can. And they need it right now. Sentinels need this from Shazam. He takes out another one. Now they get one man to the good. Sick finds his opportunity, pushing forwards. Pressure from all sides against Link, but he takes down Sick. and it's the 1v1. The in-game leader, Shazam. Can he come out here
left.
for Sentinels? They need this to tie this one up. Spike down on the ground, Link playing the time game. Hopping up, looking for the timing to go for the swing! Oh, Link! He takes it for Team Liquid! What a 1v1 from him against the in-game leader of Sentinels. Sentinels, it was such an impressive rally back from such a desperate position, but in the end, Team Liquid held their mental, they held their ground, they came back, and they got one map in the bag in this best of 3.
I'm at a loss for words, Dan. This is a map where Scream started 0-11. 0-11 on Breeze. This is the map that Sentinels picked against Furia. This is a map Sentinels is comfortable on. This performance on the defensive half from Liquid, especially Link, it's unbelievable. I can't believe it. What a first map that was.
Just this, our job is to spit out words, but there really aren't too many words for that one. I think everyone watching really felt the tension there, and to see both teams have to go to a new gear each and every time to try to step up. And I think what we saw is that Liquid's preparation for Breeze, tactically, strategically, that's what really won them.
Yes, a cut above. I think you nailed it late in that game in OT where you said we hadn't seen the shock darts to break the trips, right? That would have been a massive piece of utility that helped out Sentinels break into the B side, activate their lurks a little bit more, which never really came into fruition on that attack half. But man, this is all about Liquid and just the mental prowess to come back into this game when the way they were down.
Yes, and just seeing right at the end there, that's just such a beautiful 1v1 clutch against Shazam.
Yeah.
I love that was the winning moment.
Yes.
Seeing how both players are trying to read the timings of the team. You got to commit to a swing at some point. Shazam had a time issue. Link, he could just stay there, be passive, but he knew he had to pick a moment. And just seeing the kind of mental focus and the confidence.
You could see it build. You knew he was going to swing there. It was building all game. The confidence for that swing right there to close it out. But now we're going to go to bind, Dan.
Yep.
And that's the one weakness for Liquid in their map pool right now.
Oh, it's just set up so perfectly. We're going to take a breather, go to a quick break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more action here in Valorant Champions. It's going to be good.
Red Bull gives you wings. Red Bull gives you wings. Bubblegum. Dance like it's 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 bubblegum. We pop bands like it's bubblegum. Bands like it's. We pop bands like it's bubblegum. Bands like it's.
Welcome back to Champions. We're only one map in, but this series is already delivering. Gave us an overtime and a comeback win by Team Liquid. Just phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean, this is what we wanted. We knew that this was going to be a spicy series. The first time that these two teams are clashing, and it's all correct. Everything is right in the world right now. We go to overtime, and unfortunately, we can't go beyond 14-12. It seems like, with the 3 OTs that we see, that's going to be the final score. But it's just awesome.
I'm going to lose my voice, and I'm not even on the cast. I'm yelling at this thing so much. This is just unbelievable. So many back and forth plays, so many incredible moments, so many hero plays. What a treat.
What a step up by every single person on Team Liquid. Sure, Nevera's got the top combat score at 230, but you look across 227, 227, 221, and those top 4 players for Team Liquid all had 20 kills. So they evened it up as a squad, and it all started for me in a lot of ways with Yampy early in the series, right? He was the one who was doing something on the first half, and the rest kind of picked it up behind him.
I mean, they desperately needed somebody to do something, and Scream absolutely was not. He and Yampy were going back and forth, round over round, not being able to pick up any kills. Yampy finally gets on the board, makes it an ace, and then from there continues to find steady impact. We know that, him playing Sova, he is one that will always go for that operator, whether he's on that, whether he's on the Killjoy. That's where he feels the most comfortable. That's where he starts finding that impact for the side of TL, and everybody else just kind of gets on board with it.
And it's his utility as well. I mean, his utility play was absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
This headshot percentage is absolutely just ridiculous.
Team headshot percentage over 30%.
That's stupid.
That's nuts.
That's
Very good.
Nuts. Shows you how they were turning it on. And that's just incredible to see. Again, it started there with Yampy in the first half, that round 9 ace. Phenomenal. We had everybody else stepping up behind, and I don't know when Breeze became a defensive-sided map, but apparently it is now. We speak of Yampy turning it on with that ace. That's our HyperX Reflex moment of the day. Let's relive it one more time.
Just absolutely beautiful off the bat. You're just going to go ahead, get in here, get a nice little dart through. And this definitely comes, to him suddenly just getting more than he was even expecting. Comes up with 2 kills off the Hunter's Fury, but he's just trying to get 10s.
Yeah, we celebrated the first kill on the Hunter's Fury because it was his first kill of the game.
Right,
And
yeah.
then he followed it up with 4 more.
This was absolutely ridiculous. I mean, the around the pyramid with the operator is just disgusting, and then he follows it up with the flick on the sick. I mean, just absolutely nuts stuff from him. Our second Sova ace of the day. I mean, this has just been one of the best days of Valorant I can remember. I mean, period.
Sova players rejoice. I also do want to call someone else out, though, on Team Liquid, because my personal MVP for them
I think I'm right there with you.
was Link.
Me too.
Yes.
Yep.
It was Link.
Yep.
I mean, we talked about him as an anchor. That's why we featured him before the series even started. And B felt like it was almost never an option for Sentinels, simply because that's where Link was posted up. And then even in the late rounds was coming in clutch time after time.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about him in the pre-show coming into this, how great of a site anchor he is, but he is also incredibly clutch. If he's by himself, more often than not, he's going to be able to take the rounds for you, and he just continues to show this time and time again. He just has a great game sense. He doesn't necessarily need to flip over to his Cypher cam to get info. He's just got a great read on where people are going to be typically, and, that last little 1v1 standoff, him versus Shazam, is just the perfect way to kind of end it.
It was brutal. It was brutal.
He's so good at so many things, and the lockdown is the first thing you see, right? You saw that quad kill towards the end of the half, and then he's good on the lurks as well, right? He's showing up at the right times in the right place, and you can see his KDA phenomenal. First bloods, whatever, we don't need that, but 20 kills is absolutely ridiculous. This guy is unbelievable right now. His form is nuts.
Yeah, round 15 had a B-side on lockdown. It was round 22 when he had that 4K just floating out in the middle of B-side with the Phantom, which was incredible in and of itself. And then, of course, the final round, locking it up. So kind of every step of the way on the back half, bringing Team Liquid to a 1-0 lead on their own map. And I think that's why it was important for them to win it, because we talk about where we're going next. Sean called it out. If there's one hole in Team Liquid's play, it's going to be bind. But there's also something that we need to talk about on the side of Sentinels. While everyone else stepped up, Tens found himself in the 4 slot on the leaderboard, 14, 21, and 4. So a step back for him, and I want to check in on him and how he's warming up for this second map of the day with our aim lab shoot around.
I was already had to reset once, so not a great look, but I suppose. But yeah, it was a bit of a roller coaster ride for just about everybody throughout this this first map. But 10 started off strong again, a bit like Yumpy. Gets that operator in his hands, starts finding heavy impact. But as TL picked up the pace, he wasn't really able to keep up with it. He started falling further and further behind, and it really fell on the shoulders of the likes of Zoms, of Dapper, of Shazam to really try to push Sentinels into that OT. And then unfortunately, just don't quite get far enough. They fall short.
And I want to give Zoms and Shazam in particular a lot of credit here. They played really, really well. Shazam hit some really nice shock darts multiple times, some great snake bites, some great cover from the teams. I mean, those guys did all they could, but Tens was just a little bit behind, and we saw, of course, that whiff coming through mid doors.
That was brutal. That was a bit of a tilter. And by no means do I want to paint this as a disastrous position for Sentinels. Again, it was a 14-12 victory for Team Liquid. It was close.
Yeah.
But that is the kind of person that you're going to look at in terms of a scoreline to say if a couple things change for him, that whiff doesn't come through. That's a round win possibly for Sentinels. Maybe you're not going to overtime to begin with. There's a number of things, right? This is just going to hurt me to rewatch it, but it's important.
Gotta do him dirty with the replay, huh?
Hey, I didn't choose to do that.
Production call.
Yeah, don't point the finger at me.
He's just trying to follow him to the left, and then he ran out of mouse pad
He said
space.
the cord got caught. That's why you got to switch to them wireless mouses out there, friends. Okay, you don't want to get caught on the end of the desk. Let's talk about map 2, though. Let's talk about the recovery that's necessary by Sentinels here. We're going to bind what works for them, what doesn't, where can they take advantage of Team Liquid.
Well, they're starting on the attacker's side, and we saw this lockdown defense. I mean, I don't think you're going to see a Cypher on Bind. You usually don't, but you're still going to have the Viper. That's still going to be a problem. And the way that, they used the KO was really interesting because they had the Viper utility and the Cypher utility on one side, the KO on the other side. So that way, if they tried to break through A, they can throw that knife out, slow down the utility on that side. It was just unbreakable on the front side of B with everything that was in the way. There was no way to counter it really on the way that Sentinels had their agent lineup set up.
We asked a lot of questions about KO. We asked a lot of questions about KO on Breeze, and we're now seeing the effectiveness of it. You got to start to wonder how much is it going to start bleeding into other maps? Will teams start utilizing it to kind of stymie the offense, the pushes that you're talking about, while you're using different utility to just put up a great wall of defense on the other side?
Yeah, Soulcast played it extremely well. He was shutting down utility left, right, and center, canceling Sova drones, taking Tens out of its Blade Storm when he's trying to enter. They're talking about on the broadcast. Suddenly he finds himself stuck in Pyramid with just a classic in his hand, nothing else realistically to do, and he just ends up dying. He played it extremely well. Bind is a map where you can see that KO come through. It's just, have they workshopped it enough to feel comfortable going for it, either of these squads? It's hard to say because TL, they banned it away in their first series. This is going to be our first updated look at this map with them. Same for Sentinels. We didn't see it in the Furious series.
I'm done trying to predict stuff. I'm just throwing out options at this point.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah. Well, this tournament's been so wild, Dash. It's just been like everybody's kind of playing maps that we've never seen or they usually don't play, and they're bringing in new stuff. I mean, like I said yesterday, Vision Strikers brought KO for the first time ever.
Yeah.
And so there's all kinds of new stuff being brought to the table here. Everyone is bringing, everything they have, every strategy they've been planning for the last couple months for this event.
For me, that's the fun of having a 7-map pool, finally, right? It really is forcing a lot more creativity. You're seeing teams pushed onto more unique iterations or combinations of matchup by matchup.
Yeah, gone are the days of, ban your opponent's best map, play your second best, etc. Now there's a lot more depth to it. There's a lot more thought that has to go into the map draft and whatnot. So it's absolutely fantastic to see. You do have to make these hard decisions. If your Team Liquid, it continues to see that they want to ban away Fracture, and they're willing to go to this map where they do not perform well historically, because they're just that much more concerned about the other maps.
Prime Gaming agent select him. We're delivered another KO. Soulcast is going back to it.
I mean, I feel this is going to look a bit similar on the defender side for Team Liquid, where Soulcast is on one side, and you can transfer around between A and B with the KO. I think either way, you've got a lot of ability to control showers or U-Haul on A, and then Hookah and B main on B side. So a lot of options here for Team Liquid, and Sentinels, they've got to find some kind of magic to break through this stuff.
I kind of figured that Tens was obviously going to stick with the Gen. I wasn't sure if maybe we would see any kind of adjustment. Somebody go for something like a Raze, which has kind of been creeping back in popularity a bit, at least on our side of the planet, their favorite thing. But no, just going to be sticking with it. So nothing too shocking to be seen here, I suppose. It's just going to come down to how they pilot it.
Right, will be that single difference in where the flashes come from. Sick on the Sky, Soulcast on the KO. As we mentioned, Sentinels maybe going to feel like they just took a bit of a punch to a gut, having been in such control over the map breeze from their first half. But again, this is where they should feel comfort in terms of the map pool that is in front of us for this best of 3. So looking for them to pull something out, dig deep, bring us to that map 3 that I know everybody out there wants to see.
Yeah, I hope that they are able to get it done, but one of the big concerns is, on paper, Sentinel should be able to win this on Bind, but I would have said the same thing about Gambit in that last series. So, the tides are changing. Things are getting shifted around.
Times are changing. The map is loading up. The players are ready. DDK and Shot Garris, take it away.
We're back at it again here. Map 2 between these two titans from North America and from Europe respectively. And Sean, we're in Map 2 on Binds. We've got Team Liquid on the defense and Sentinels on the attack.
Yeah, this is Sentinels map pick, but we haven't seen them here for a long time, Dan. Not actually since August, I believe. We saw them week after that game, actually, against 100 Thieves. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's been a minute.
Steal on the jet.
That was back when Sick was locking in Raze, Tens was locking in Reyna. This is a very different look. Very different. But here we have the A site denial of vision coming in from Dapper, the poison orb going towards U-Haul, the wall going up to block vision. Shaz trying to get control of Shower on this silver roll. Meanwhile, Sick getting presence inside Hookah, Zombs holding long. This is all just spreading the map, trying to feel out Liquid setup.
Tiny poison orb gap to work with. It's crazy that everybody still has full HP, honestly. And we'll get Sentinels now walking back towards B. No info right now for Liquids.
They've left Shaz alone here with this Sova and a drone, Dan. I think they're trying to fake this A side. They're trying to pull a rotate, and they're getting the KO to cross spawn right now.
Oh, and that's going to be the catch. Ten's able to open up there, and that's all the Sentinels looking to try to get in there. Astra, Nebula trying to slow things down, and in fact, Sentinels aren't really in after all. They're struggling to get out of this choke point. Yampy, that's a huge fight to get. Crossfire now between Yampy and his teammate over at Cubby. That is huge. And now these Tens and Shazam to try to do it here. But oh my God, doing so much damage. It does go down though.
Screams out.
2v2, and yeah, here he goes from the back. But Tens snaps back at it with that ghost, and now it's just down to Navera, 24 health to work with. And there's the plant. There's a 1v1 perhaps for Navera, but he's now missed the timing. Tens coming off with the spike plant. Can now assist.
He's trying to bait a fight. He's trying to bait a fight. Fake a fight with one, get the fight with the other. But it's not happening. And Shaz is going to take him out and close out the round. But man, what a hole by Yampy at long.
Crazy.
It looked like Liquid was out of that round, and he came up so big. 3 frags and a dink on the 4th. Answered only by, of course, Tens on the other side, getting 3 of his own.
Yeah, this was a really, really great round there from Yampy. And that 1v1 just alone, Link sets up the crossfire here between him and Link. So if Link is able to kind of stay alive a little bit, they can kind of play that angle. And it could be a 1 round. Like, that is the potential there because of Yampy doing so much. But, of course, as you say, fantastic pistols there from Sentinel. Something we had in question after their match against Furia where they lost so many.
Indeed. And here's the same early round setup coming out of Sentinels. The wall and Poison Orb block all vision from this A side. Zom's getting spotted at B. A little bit of info coming in for Solkus. This is Sentinels using all of this Viper utility. Just clear out the close short A push. Keep the variables to a minimum. Again, the spike is still down in market. This is just Sentinels kind of feeling out the map, prodding around, and trying to figure out which site they actually want to go to. Sick throwing a guiding light in Hookah that doesn't get anything is a little bit telling.
See that there's no bite from Liquid. They're just rotating to A, not reading into the guiding light there. And a couple concussed there, I think, in the U-Haul position. Dapper will be able to hold this one. Oh no, it's actually Tens who just, I think, 180 slaps Navera in the face, and 4 players left for Liquid. Screamo to make some of this work. And these sheriffs are starting to really create problems. We see a big U-Haul take now from Sentinels, shoring up that position, playing it
the
close.
0 point, Dan. It's there. He could take all these abilities away.
Do have these specs still, and they're going to move back out again, reclaim some ground after that frag. Gonna work with these two sheriffs. Still dangerous, but that heal's certainly going to be very important. Has to be the headshots here with these sheriffs. Lincoln, yeah, it just feels so oppressive from these Team Liquid players. They've got not too much health, just the sheriffs, and they look so dangerous. And Link takes down another one. So much damage coming in here just with these few sheriffs that they managed to cobble together. Oh my god, Sean, that looked way too desperate and just dangerous.
Yeah, it looked like, oh, and Zoms falls to the spike.
Oh wow, that's so much damage.
So much damage coming in from Team Liquid on that eco round right there. Sentinel's going to come into the first buy, and it's do or die. If they lose this round, they're going to be broken economically. You know, they're not going to have that second buy after the bonus that most teams get. Link continuing his form coming into the second map.
That's the first gun round, although that said,
Dan, this is I'm gonna cut you off. This is very different. Dapper's setting up his A setup, but everyone else is grouped very quickly around B. No showers presence at all. This feels like a B hit.
And you have the KO and Soulcast using the 0 point, trying to slow things down, get some information. Of course, gets a suppress, I think, on just Shazam. So just one player, that's not a huge tell.
No map control for Sentinels right now. It's a little bit worrisome. It means they pretty much have to commit here to B. They would have to go so far into the blind.
Liquid still with 3 on A. Sentinels might still have a timing into this B site. Soulcast here. He has to hit his shots, and he's not going to. That Guardian from TenZ is just so dangerous.
He's in, Dan. He's in the site.
And there's no way to really stop it. Sentinels have position. Now the question is, what does Team Liquid do? They don't have also the retakes. Oh, you've got the judge though, right there in you, rather in Hookah, and there's not anything to respond to that with, and that's going to be a rifle collected. 3 versus 3. And Sentinels, the only post-plant positioning they have is Garden right now. And TenZ with a Guardian.
This is such a risky spot TenZ is in.
Oh,
and he gets spammed. It's spammed by Scream.
Zoms trying to create some distraction. He's got to buy time for the lurk. He has to buy time and distraction for the lurk. But there is Link again, swinging with the Spectre, and every fight won by Team Liquid. Great retake from them. Sentinels found a timing. Sure, I mean, they had a 4 versus 1. They found a 4v1 on B, got the spike planted, and still Liquid come out with 3 alive. Unreal.
Yeah. Again, the hero of the match right now for Team Liquid is Link. Staying alive in that hookah position. If he has a rifle or any other gun than a judge, he's going to be visible to those players in the site. But he has a judge and he tucks himself in the perfect little hidey hole there in hookah and takes out Zoms the second he enters. That really screwed up Sentinel's flow into the round. You see TenZ caught in that weird position holding hookah. Great recovery though from Liquid. Again, fast B hit again, Dan. This must be a weakness.
TenZ does pull out that Blaze Storm, and we can talk more about that B weakness in a moment as we get TenZ getting sucked in, and there is a judge right around the corner into the nebula. He goes with a judge. Link, he misses the first 2 shots, gets taken down by Dapper, and that's going to isolate Soulcast. He's alone on Garden, and he just has to hold on before that reinforcements comes, but TenZ knows he's got to try to find him. Can he get to him? He's roaming around inside the nebula with that judge, and Zoms is going to take him down. Great read from Zoms. There's that Hunter's Fury finally put to use by Yampi. And, well, Sentinels, they're in a great spot here.
And they have the judges now pushed up in the defender spawn. It's like the roles have been reversed, and this is going to be a super hard rotate with the judges close range.
The Sliggy judges. Making their way around. Elbow. Here's the hold. Dapper with that judge, you were mentioning it. Gets the 1, but Scream with 2. And suddenly, there's opportunity. TenZ, though, strikes back. Not going to let this happen. Nor will Sig, as Sentinels, they win a round right back against Team Liquid. That's a fantastic result, and I don't know how they managed to circumvent the judges. That looks so difficult to deal with.
Wow, Dan. That was the eco that Liquid earned from having that strong second round. It didn't matter. The Frenzy runs into that nebula, taking out the judge, and Zoms classic spams the other one. 2 judges holding the B site, both fall. What is this? 3-1. Liquid now on the eco. They're going to Sheriffs. It's time to aim, Dan.
Yeah, and Scream, he has that Blaze Storm too. See if he'll pull that one out in this round. Tens still on the judge. Love to see it. And there we go. Blaze Storm pulled out. Looking to go aggressive perhaps around this one. Falling back as Sentinels, but Dapper is still holding the position, so they will be safe. Navera
Spike down.
is pretty weak here now. Trying desperately to get more, but I don't know that he's going to get it anymore, so just I don't know. Navera is so screwed in that position. Just nowhere to go. Locked away in the prison.
Yeah, it's one of those weird scenarios where all of the Sentinels players are here. So if they just all stay there and try to get this frag, they could easily lose the round from someone that flanks them and makes a really crazy scenario for them. So they just ignore Navera. You know, he has enough to worry about when he opens that door.
And we can make a quick point here whilst we see Liquid is maybe trying to do something here. Maybe I'll hold that thought. I just feel so nervous. Maybe Scream's going to come through here with Navera, find a way to do some extra damage, pick up some guns. There are lots of guns actually to be collected, possibly. If they choose to go for that. And there you go. Cloudburst through the TP. And some guns on the ground. They're going to try to do some damage with these. Or they're going to fall back. They're going to fall back with them. But we can make a quick point here, Sean. You said the B site seems like it's being targeted. We understand that the B site, you have two agents that are kind of split up from one another. They don't really have util to support each other. And we're not seeing setups where they're playing together right now. So it's easier for Sentinels to isolate the defense by hitting that B site right now.
Yeah, it's a very odd pairing that they have over there. The Astra and KO. It's not one that I'm used to seeing in the B side. It's difficult because those abilities don't really... They're not as impactful as some of the others at stopping these super aggressive B hits. That's why we see a lot of Sovas over there. We see a lot of Vipers, things like that can really bog these hits down. Even Skies over at Guarded. We see a lot of things like that. But this is such a different look, and so far it hasn't been successful, Dan.
Yes, and we almost saw Scream going across 2B to start this round. He's picked up a Guardian. This is not a good buy from Team Liquid. It's not the best buy ever, but they do have the Operator on Yampy, and here he goes. Looking for the A short aggression. Nothing given just yet. There's the swing, and Yampy connects with nothing but the headshot onto Dapper 10. Takes the opportunity, dashes forward. Love that into U-Haul with the judge, the perfect weapon for this one. And Scream trying to hold backside here, trying to reclaim this position, but surely this is too dangerous against Tens. He's got that judge, and in he goes. He's converted another one and just locked away any chance at a trade.
It's really not fair when someone as good as Tens uses a judge, Dan.
And there goes the Cosmic Divide too. That's going to really make things difficult for the retake.
Absolutely. The retake will almost certainly have to come through U-Haul, and that won't be a problem because both these players are suppressed.
Judges. Okay, Scream's going to find the headshot onto Sick. 2 versus 3 here. Is he just Tens going to push the Cosmic Divide? Oh, he does! He goes straight through, finds the timing. And now it's down to Soulcats. They know where he is. Make the play around U-Haul, but too many angles, and that's another round in the bag from Sentinels. 5-1, even though Yampy opened it up. The quick response from Tens evened that up and allowed Sentinels to roll right through.
Yeah, one of the better openings we've seen from Team Liquid after that pistol round, and it didn't really amount to much of anything this round. It looked like Sentinels was always in control, large part due to Tens with this judge. He took U-Haul and made it his own.
He pushes the Cosmic Divide, Sean. He's a mad lad.
Yeah, with an operator nonetheless.
Yeah. Well, basically a shotgun for Tens.
Yes.
Okay, Team Liquid timeout, and we've highlighted some of the issues, right? We're seeing that B site get targeted down due to those weaknesses, isolating those players, the Astra, the KO, we were talking about it. But the question is, what's the adjustment for Team Liquid now?
This is the problem for Liquid, is that they have a lot of, I don't know, a weird comp setup in both of these sites. So I think they might need to switch it up, maybe move Yampy to the B site. They also have the problem of that Yampy's opping on the Sova, whereas normally we would have a Jet opping in a game like this. So it's creating a weird dynamic right now in Liquid's defense on Bind, and I'm not sure. Maybe Scream is going to need to off and control B a little bit more. Maybe they bring Yampy over there on this Sova role. It's a very interesting setup right now that Liquid's running, and I think it's also causing them to lose control of Showers a lot on these hits, right? It's not like they're losing it because Sentinels is taking it. They're just not really playing it, ever. It's very odd choices right now being made by Liquid.
Well, we'll see if the timeout was in any way sort of elucidating as to how Team Liquid should find the clarity to handle this situation. But we're on a weird buy right now. I see 3 judges, Sean, and 2 sheriffs.
Yeah, definitely a weird buy-in. But Scream is looking to challenge this long B right now, Dan.
This is a scary half buy. I will be, I'll be totally honest with that. And we'll see once again the commitment towards B. And as you say, Scream is there to shore up that garden defense along with Soulcast on the KO. Oh, Dapper getting sucked in, trying to fall back there. Oh, that's a shot and a half from TenZ. Fine, Soulcast drops him cold towards that B site. And the rest of Sentinels will be behind TenZ. Oh, no! Come on, TenZ! That is not fair. And he's going to dash forward, and he's going to draw the fire, and Dapper's going to take down Link. What the hell do you do against that?
The drone didn't even tag the man yet, Dan. He didn't even wait for the drone tag. He just wanted the no-scope then and there. Wow, what a shot.
Just give it to him. Where's the last one? Nevera has a judge. So, I mean, yeah, this is a tough one.
We mentioned TenZ had a good start on Priest, but he really fizzled out. He's sitting right now, I believe, at 13-2 is what I just saw. So he's having another very solid start.
Yeah.
But he needs to be active in the late game if Sentinels wants to come back in this series.
So one of the things you mentioned on at the end of the last map is that we saw Sentinels barely losing the first map Breeze. And now we go into Bind. You said this is the hole in Team Liquid's map pool. As far as the veto goes, this is the main hole. And right now Sentinels are looking very threatening.
Yes, actually, ironically, Dan, this defensive half is their only half in the map pool since the start of September where they've won less than 50% of the rounds. So this is their biggest weakness that we're witnessing right now, and that's why Sentinels, this is a power pick by them. They're going into Liquid's map pool right now. And Liquid doesn't look to be handling it very well.
And we have Scream again. This is the adjustment. He's playing the Operator now to support the B site.
Toxins going on.
0 point maybe coming soon. There we go. We did not break the drone.
Shaz with an adjustment in his positioning, and Scream breaks the drone. That's a lot of info. TenZ takes the angle.
And Scream's actually rotating back to A right now after showing his presence on B. It's a gamble, the reposition. Oh, we have a very deep position from Yampy, yeah.
Oh yeah, he arrowed outside showers early, Dan. This is exactly what I was saying. They're pushed all the way through showers. Look at his advanced position. But still, Dan, 3 people are on A, and this B site is going to fall any second.
Maybe they're expecting a mid-round rotation that never came. Viper's Pit dropped on that B site. That will allow a spike plant to go down. And Soulcast does have the null command. See if that comes into play here on the retake as they start to coordinate. Team Liquid rallying around every position, looking for the coordinated retake. The spike goes down actually. Soulcast making plays. There's the flash. Shazam, the only player not flashed, takes down Soulcast. Huge 1v1 there from Shazam. And now it's up to Scream and Yampy against 4. And there's a good start from Scream and Yampy. 1 apiece, 2 versus 2. Yampy's being spotted, TenZ gets shot in the back. Scream comes out of nowhere, takes down the rest, and a 2v4 is converted into a 2v none. Team Liquid somehow recover.
Wow, I think Sentinels just two-headed their way out of that round. And Nevera actually, he's the Viper's Pit over there. In showers, his full control of that area of the map with Yampy hopping in heaven at A.
They know the judges here. They heard it destroy the Trailblazer. Oh, Scream is coming up to Hookah as well with that operator. Will Link provide the bait? Link playing anti-flash.
Ooh,
Dropping some
Dapper.
stars.
Dapper is lurking up short A right now, Dan. He's being very active on the lurk, but it won't matter. Scream gets the opening.
Just would never expect Scream to be there. They just cleared that with the Trailblazer as well. Quick pop flash there. Will that deal with Link? Sick comp. He can't push it quickly enough. He's looking to the left. This Hookah attempt has been completely forward, but in the meantime, lurking through the A site. Dapper, can he make the difference here for Sentinels? He's created a lot of space. Nivera with the Showers control in the Viper's Pit, but Dapper's so deep. Sentinels looking for that plant now. There it goes.
30 seconds left.
Dapper with a lot of positions to worry about here.
It's going to take a lot of foresight for them to do. So no Dapper's here, but he's whipped, Dan.
He has, and Nivera is there on Showers. Could peek at any moment. Look at Sentinels, they're looking to play around the spawn, and they're all going to be here, rallying together. Oh! He takes down one more, pulls out the classic, and he's got time to work with now, Shazam. So as you all, there goes the blaze spawn, Scream out of the window, trying to see what he can find. Nivera is the one to take down Dapper though. Shazam, he's got so much to do, and now it's just up to Zoms. It's not a lot of time. Zoms bites his time. He takes them down, and they don't have any time to get on the defuse. There's no time left. Zoms, he takes it in the 1v3. There's nothing they can do. It's out of their hands. He goes down, but it doesn't matter. Sentinels 7 on the board now.
Incredible. Incredible. Zoms, he's quiet. He's quiet again, Dan. But just when they need him the most, yet another 1-on-3. The brothers looked like they had that clutch in the bag. Nivera goes back to Res, Solkus back up. Oh my. Zoms played that so perfect. Right before the half comes in, he takes out Scream, drops that orb. Well played by Zoms, and look at the buy coming in from Liquid. They know they're in a rough spot. They need to invest something. They need to get more rounds on the board, Dan.
Yep, and with Zoms Nation collecting all the Red Bull clutches, it's looking more and more difficult. Trailblazer there's going to spot one on top of the B site. What's the pressure? In fact, it's not just pressure, it's a full commitment. What on earth is happening? Tens, how does he get a kill? What is going on? Tens is going to go down, he gets traded out, but enters a 2v4 after the smoke clears. But Shazam's able to find one. Scream looked for information. Nebula pops out more information. I think Shazam is so worried here. The players could be anywhere. Needs to get the spike towards the Hookah exit. Able to pick that one up. Can they reset out of this position? Oh, Shazam gets back, and Zoms gives the info. One is towards Garden.
So now Liquid actually should have all the info, but if you look, Nivera's actually a little confused about things. Shazam! Both, and Nivera's locked all the way by the A site. I don't think Sentinels will expect this though, but the recon clears back site, and that's a free plant.
Oh man, Nivera has a hell of a job on his hands. 1 versus 2, and these two players in the post plant, they could be anywhere at all.
Going up.
Yeah, especially with this amount of time on the clock, Dan, and this is a very, very difficult clutch for Nivera, but he has his wall here. If you look, the wall blocks off both Hookah and Octagon.
Yeah, it will allow him to clear some positions safely, but there's a guessing game here. He can't guess, he can't check everything. This closer. Now he's going to start to realize what's going on. He's being tagged. He's going to get absolutely spammed there. Shazam with a quad kill. Excellent stuff there from the in-game leader of Sentinels. 8-2 now the score in the first half. And it would not surprise me if they rallied all the way to 10 here. They're playing excellent bind against Liquid, who are starting to look like they are struggling. Well, they've been looking like they're struggling for a while now here on this first half. On the defensive half, like you say,
yes.
The weakest half in their map pool, perhaps.
Yeah, they look like they don't have the answers, and it's not from a lack of trying different things, right? They've even tried pushing through showers. They've tried stacking sites. They've moved around, had the double operator in play, including getting one onto Scream. But they just can't string together these rounds. They have another buy in them. They have a couple ults to work with. Yompies is the key one that I'm looking at.
On these Hookah setups, they've been pretty good actually for a team. Look at it. They've planted 2 players there. They've managed to find some success, but Tens. He is finding his form here on blind. Nice opening there from him, and they can reset off after that one. But actually, I say that Tens is still pretty deep. He's going for more. Finds a kill onto Scream and Shazam, pushing them back on the A site. They can barely see Sentinels players before they get just annihilated.
And they know these last two players, then they've been playing B every single round. So look at Sentinels. They're just speeding it up to the A site. Psalms is going to be in charge of holding this flank. But Solkis has quite a good timing.
He does, actually, yeah. And he's going to actually escape. If it was to push, he would have escaped Zoms and found the back of Tens, but could never know that, of course. And oh, it's desperate. It's very desperate here for Team Liquid.
Wow. That's another round. Yompi is trying to piece this setup together. Liquid has yet to figure out that Sentinels just doesn't care about showers in this game. They just don't care. And Yompi has gone there quite often. He's aerialed the back. He's even droned out of showers this round. But instead of pushing through and taking that advanced positioning, he fell back into sight and got tagged by Shaz's drone, got ulted and taken out. These are the things that Liquid are lacking. Actually taking what's given to them. And the shock dart takes out Link. This round's all but over. Solkis is trying desperately to hold on to this Vandal.
Yeah, and I think one of the rounds where he went very deep on showers and it was going to be played, had the info. They still had three just stuck on the A side. They didn't use that info for a rotation, expecting a mid-rounds kind of adjustment, just expecting a default. But that's not really how Sentinels have been playing as well. So, and look at Tens, you know, his confidence is just getting out of control. And that's a problem, especially if we're going to a third map, which it looks like if this keeps going, that's going to be on the cards.
Split is on the cards, Dan. Let's go.
The Soulcast set up in Hugo once again. Sick making all the noise.
This is a very fast long B play by Sentinels. This is a different pace than they've had all game long. Seekers are already out. That's Yompi's ult.
I think they go through the tally short because they just heard all the TPs from short. And we've got to lurk through onto the A side from Dapper. They go for the TP. They've massively outpositioned Team Liquid. Oh no, this is terrifying.
Oh my, Dan, look at this. The one time Liquid has the fast rotate. They get absolutely outplayed by Sentinels. Dapper's lurk up short. Plant coming in from Sick. Shaz holds the flank. All four Liquid members locked out in spawn right now.
There is a cosmic divide for Link for the retake. There it goes, cutting off short and showers. Right. Oh my god, Tens is just destroying everyone with his knives. Oh. Prime Game Flawless comes through from Sentinels, and again, that was just, oh no. The problem is that Sentinels had played players on short a few times, but this is the one time when they went heavy long, they heard the TPs, and the answer was obvious.
Yeah, especially when you pointed out, Dapper aggressed all the way through U-Haul. He hears the triple TP. Everyone on Sentinels is right next to the teleporter over there at Long B. And yeah, Farmer Tens.
Farmer Tens, absolutely. That's
tough job, but someone's got to do it, Dan.
Yeah, that's a 10-2 first half. An incredible display from Sentinels after that first map. They are looking damn good for the W here. We'll throw it back to the desk to hear their thoughts.
A 10-2 first half for Sentinels. That's how you want to see them strike back on a map number 2 if we're looking to go to 3. And it's 10-2 steps up. 18 kills on the half. 4 more than he had over the entirety of the first map, Breeze.
He's unstoppable right now. He just got in the zone. I mean, you can't hold a good player back long. Like, him and Scream both are performing better here, but he has really taken another step forward. He's just incredible. He's so fun to watch when he starts hitting his groove.
Yeah, he's just been going on up there. It's averaging, 374 ACS right now, I do believe, and it's not likely to dip too much further because it doesn't seem like they're going to have too many extra rounds coming through once we shift over. I mean, granted, I'd love to see the run back for TL, make it a little bit closer, but it just seems like this is done and dusted.
For me, it's just that's the tip of the iceberg of the comfort that the whole team is feeling on this map.
Yeah, they don't seem to be struggling with the KO utility here. It is a little bit different, like on Breeze, right? There's only 2 ways really into the sites on the attacker side, so it's a lot easier to find the timings with the 0 points. Here, there's basically 4 ways, 2 on each side. A little bit tougher to find the timings on those knives.
What about the comment from the casters on the way that the utility and the defense was set up on B, where you're using 2 agents that can't necessarily lend their utility to each other? You've got the KO and the Astra, and they really did seem to get picked apart by the entries of TenZ and the speed at which he was able to come onto the site.
Yeah, it's an interesting look here for Link. Normally he's going to be, as we've been touting him up, one of the best side anchors out there, but he's, at the very beginning of this map especially, getting picked apart, trying to hold things down in hookah. He's not able to clear people out when he's the one holding a hard angle with a judge. They're pushing in on him, just out pressuring him, and he's not really been able to pick up those kills that, we were seeing him get left, right, and center on Breeze.
There's more space open here, Dash. Because there isn't the tripwires and some other utility, the Viper utility as well. So there's more vision as well. Typically, that TenZ is going to be able to find for himself. On top of just being absolutely, cracked out of his mind.
Who pushes through an Astro ball with
It's just dumb. It's just not fair when he gets on these tears like this.
It's disgusting. It's disgusting, but it's what you want to see to set up for the bout that we've been touting this to be, right? Again, we keep talking about, okay, first meeting between these 2 Titanic squads, cross-region, and we want to actually see them push each other to the limit, and TL definitely tested the mental there in map number 1. Sentinels is returning the favor in map number 2. We're diving into the second half. DDK and Sean Garris. Gents, enjoy it.
It is so easy to enjoy it right now.
Yes.
Great Valorant being played by the superstars that we have on the server, but of course TL, we can't. We have to bring the elephant in the room and address it. They're getting wrecked right now.
This is so spicy right now. There's a 0 point going over to Garden right now that's going to get all the players, I believe, on Sentinels. Oh, it missed them. They will never expect this setup, Dan. This is an insane bait setup coming out of Sentinels.
Oh my god, the double TP setup there. Oh, and Dapper's going to be able to be that bait. And in fact, actually, they don't even take down Dapper, and it's going to work out nicely for Sentinels, keeping this push alive. We've got Scream in spawn. There's players all over the place there trying to challenge back into Garden now, Team Liquid, and they're going to win it thanks to Nevera. The brothers left against TenZ and Zombs. Neverpulse actually connects onto Nevera.
That's blocking vision.
No punish, though, is possible.
Both the brothers in the site, Dan.
Careful one another. That's what they both live for, these moments here. Valorant and Zombs looking for that timing. They're going to push him. They line up, but Zombs can't even pull the trigger in time. And it's down to TenZ. Rounding the corner. Ghost in hand. He's going to have to go straight into it, surely. And he finds one. There's one more to find. TenZ looking for the heads against Scream. The headshot battle. And it's TenZ who picks it up with the Ghost. And he has just enough time here for this defuse. He is good. Just about, but he's good. TenZ with the clutch. The Red Bull clutch.
Wow, what a clutch from TenZ. The mind games on Nevera, using that swoop peek on the smoke there in spawn, doing it one more time in the site, gets burned trying it the second time on TenZ.
Slaps.
And the awareness on TenZ to know exactly where Scream was in that one-on-one was so impressive. Coming out of that orb, looking left side sight, great game sense.
Oh, he's dialed in. Dialed in.
Keep up.
Spectres come out, and we continue to see the Guardian here for TenZ. I really do enjoy that.
Yeah, this has to be a force fight coming out of Liquid. They know they need this round. Shaz is going to have to fall off of showers once that recon tags him.
Farming the ultimate orbs is definitely a good way to get some value out of this round.
And they're going to leave Link and Scream set up over here in the showers. That kind of indicates that maybe this will be a late A play. But you can see, as Liquid moves around the map right now, they've had no B pressure this entire round. They have to go back and clear this out, make sure Sentinels isn't going to be right behind them on this hit, and that's what they've just done. Now the hit's going to start, Dan.
Looking to go in, setting everything up. They've got that split ready to go. Sentinels is playing reactively. Dapper still jump peeking long B, but seeing nothing. There's the tag onto Nevera. 40 seconds left to go. You can see Sentinels are very expectant of this push to come through. Nebula ready to get set up to block that vision.
30 seconds left.
On the rafters there. Tens will have to play ahead of it. He's got a spot to play ahead of this. He'll be very committed. He's very committed. He can't get away. He tries to dash out of that. Goes down. Zomso winning the battle around U-Haul with Shazam in there as well. Massive position to hold on to for Sentinels. Zoms, he's lost one. Can he keep hold of it though? Yes, he can. Taking down another. And with this position, they can work the retake now. 2 angles. That's a stunning shot there from Shazam. Down to Yampy though. Flash goes in. There's the dodge. Yampy has to get the flicks, but it's sick with the Spectre to deal the damage, to take the round. Sentinels quickly onto 12.
What a shot from Shazam. Oh my. I thought Liquid was going to claw back into that round. The aimers were coming out on Liquid. The shots were hitting. They got the opening they were looking for on Tens in Heaven. Everything seemed to be going their way. The suppression hits you all. But Sentinels, they just have all of the answers on Bind here, Dan.
Yes, and Tens is 20 for 6.
Pretty good.
It's pretty damn good. It's pretty damn good. And that's what you wanted to see after that breeze, where he was certainly, as you mentioned, struggling to have impact. Liquid were able to play super passive setup, so he never got to fight.
Yeah.
But on Bind, he's getting a lot of fights, and of course, he's finding a lot of success. As we go back into it here, round 15, it could be all over here for Team Liquid, and all they have to say for themselves is just a hodgepodge buy.
That's nice, Dan. That's the suppression blade we were talking about. Oh! Oh!
Soulcast gets traded out though. 1 for 1.
Shad's now going to drone up short A. He's not going to find anything. There's a couple players in showers. Actually, I take that back. There are 4 players in showers, Dan. Everyone on Liquid. It's a party.
Yeah, they have the Viper's Pit, so we'll surely have a Viper's Pit set up here going into this Showers plant. There we go. Planting for triple. Round gained in the sight around the Viper's Pit, but it's not worked out there for Scream. Losing some players here. Got U-Haul control, but it's about dealing with the Viper's Pit. Tens working around the perimeter. He's going to go straight in. He's going to go close. He's going to take down one another going down thanks to Shazam. It's just left a Link playing outside. Back APC, can he find it? It's going to line up though, but Shazam takes him down, and it's going to be a 13-2 dominant second map of Bind. Zom's celebratory shooting into the air, and that's it. Sentinels take us to map 3. They take us to Split.
Never thought it would go down that way. After that first map, Dan, who would have thought Sentinels would bounce back after that crushing loss? Part of an absolute champion right there, winning 13-2 on the second map. But they were supposed to do that. This is what they were supposed to do on Bind. Now we go into Split, a map where both of these teams have had success in the past. But Sentinels, their last Split game was that Envy quarterfinal game. That has to leave a bad taste in their mouth. That was the infamous game where Tens was on Raze and said he wasn't comfortable with it. They fall in the quarters to Envy, and now people are starting to think of Envy as the top NA team. Do Sentinels still have a good split? That's a question I have.
It's a huge question, because we also understand that she's actually switching up roles. We're expecting to see him actually picking the Sky. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken. So that's crazy. That's like the one map where he's not playing Sova in the current iteration of this team. And as you say, we'll have to find the answers as to how Tens can be set up for success. Obviously, absolutely a key part of Sentinels having success, having a championship run. And Split is going to be a huge map. I couldn't think of really a better decider for these two teams to play each other on.
And Dan, I mean, I'm not trying to get us too happy here, but Liquid historically plays a Breach. And I know what you think about Breach. You know what I think about Breach? We love us some Breach.
We do love us some Breach, but we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back for map 3 after the break.
Okay.
Welcome back to Champions. After the way the first half went, we expected it to be quick, and it was exactly that. Sentinels locking it up in 13-2 fashion, pushing us to that third map. It's where we wanted to go. I think it's the first thing that came out of your mouth
Pretty much.
when we were talking about this series was take me to map 3.
Map 3, first time squaring off against each other, all those good little statistics. But yeah, I mean, this is exactly where we wanted to end up. Split of all places is certainly going to be a bit of a shake-up here for both of these squads. Neither of them, I would say, would particularly say that Split is their favorite map. So this could get a little bit slobber knockery, I guess, if I could use that.
Ooh, good word.
If I could
Good
make
word.
that a verb
I'll allow it.
or an adjective.
Yeah, you're right.
Grammar
What I
those
say.
words away. Killing
Whatever.
Gotta love it.
I don't have a degree in English.
I don't want to oversell the score line. I mean, 13-2 is dominant, but it was a win that it was expected for Sentinels, right? So maybe a little bit more dominant than we would have thought, given how close the first map was. But I think for me, the way it was impressive was the recovery. Mentally, specifically, and for Tens now to be rightfully atop the leaderboard for his squad.
Outrageous. He just caught fire. The wind literally behind him. I mean, he's just nuts, dude. And I mean, the real question is if we go to Split, historically he hasn't played Jet. Can he maintain that momentum when he goes over to the Rays? If that's what they do.
If they do that. And also they love to play the double duelist
Right.
as well. So will we get to see the Reyna? Because that was a change off bind. Typically they would run Reyna on here with Rays, but they actually shifted and it worked out for them.
And it's a good point. While Tens had the 3.8 KDA, not far behind was Shaz with 3.5 on this map. So want to give him a call out as well, since we talked so much about Tens in the first half. Shaz with a couple of stellar rounds on his own. And again, as we know, very much the in-game leader that was piloting them strategically for a lot of those site executes on the offensive half.
Sitting great utility all day today. Honestly, across both maps, he's getting a lot of really important drones, a lot of important recon darts. Shock bolts have been incredible. A few good hunters, furies here and there, but yeah, now Team Liquid still hitting heads. But
I literally just made a face. We're off screen, but as soon as this graphic came up, I was like, are those flipped?
It feels weird to think it.
A 13-2 when you're hitting 13% headshots?
I mean, it was certainly really impressive on the first map, but sometimes when you're forced to just go for Sheriff eco rounds over and over again, the only thing
Right.
you really can get is headshots.
Fair enough.
That's
Fair.
the stats a little bit there for their favor, but I mean, they're still being accurate, which is good to see. It
Right.
just didn't translate at all.
Tens was
into
also doing
round wins.
unfair things with the judge.
Yeah. Like, Sean DDK were talking about it. Tens with the judge just does not feel fair.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. All right, let's move past bind. Because I do want to talk about the decider map
TTL would
in
love to do
Split. Yeah, I'm sure they would as well. I mean, look, the same way we talked about how in some senses map 1 would have been a tilter for Sentinels to have had such control of it and let it slip through their fingers in an overtime situation. That's one type of mental battle. Getting stomped is another type of mental battle, but actually, when you talk to a lot of pros, sometimes they say it's the easier one to overcome because you just go, okay, look, everything went wrong, shrug it off. And
you're
completely
losing
reset.
it. Yeah, you're losing the map anyway, probably. Like, you don't feel comfortable. Your strats aren't quite, fully fleshed out. Yeah, you can see they didn't really have an answer for a Jet on really any side of the map. It was basically Tens just running roughshod all over everything. So, okay, wipe that one clean. GG, go next. And Split, I think, is either of these teams' game. It just depends on who can have typically the better attacker half is who wins Split.
Okay, are you calling, though, like a straight 50-50 in terms of the feeling of comfort for these two
I think it's
squads?
another overtime.
I don't necessarily disagree. The one thing that gives me a bit of pause here for the side of Sentinels is that they felt the need to ban this one away from Furia. Furia has only played this map 10 times. Granted, they have a 70% win rate, but Sentinels having played it way, way more. They have I think it's 77 or 78%. I have it jotted down. 77% win rate on this map. So maybe they haven't been favoring it as much lately in scrims. Also, the last 3 times I believe that they did play this map were losses. They played it at Masters Berlin.
Yep.
And it was rematches against F4Q and G2 where they were able to turn around, take down Sentinels, and then, of course, they lost it to Envy.
Yep. Starting to make a little more sense then, maybe why they would have wanted to avoid it in a previous matchup, but they're going to have to play it this time around. I've got 2 main questions then here. Number 1, while we talk about Tens and what he was able to do on Bind, does he have the same kind of opportunities on a map like Split? It doesn't feel, once you get through those chokes on Bind, I feel like you have a lot of space to work with. Doesn't quite feel the same on Split.
Exactly. It all depends on what agent they're going to slot him into. Again, historically, he's been on the Rays in recent history for the Sentinel. So that means he can't quite do the same things. He can't quite go for the Guardian, right, on the anti-eco round. That's not going to be effective. You're going to see him more with the shotguns, the judges, those kind of things, which of course he can be effective on those too, but it's not going to look nearly the same, I think. So I'm kind of curious what the Sentinels have workshopped. Like, are you going to keep allowing 10s to open up with the jet, with the snipers, with the long-range guns, or are you going to just, be comfortable enough to put them on the Rays?
Second question is the battle of the site anchors for both squads. We called out Link as being integral to TL's success early on Breeze, basically nullifying an entire site as an option for Sentinels when they were attacking. I'll say the same thing about Dapper. When Sentinels look their best, he's also able to do similar things on his Sentinel, locking down a site. So how do you see that battle playing out between some of the anchors?
I would have felt really confident about, Link coming out of Breeze after buying. Things did look a little bit rough. I'm expecting him to be playing around the B side of the map, poking into Garage, looking for that early aggression, and if not, lurking back, maybe trying to catch people off a rotation through, ropes over towards A, etc. If he can find the group, if he can get back into having a very solid read on the movements of Sentinels, I think he could have the upper hand, but it's whether or not you can shake that stomping that you just suffered on Vine,
They're going to need someone to play the flashes, and recently it had been Link with the breach, but he's so good at the Sentinels or Astra that I almost would like to see him be in that role pretty much permanently as much as possible. I mean, he's not a bad breach by any stretch of the imagination, but he's been so good recently with some of the controllers and Sentinels that I want him on that.
Well, that's where I'll throw it out there. Soulcast on the KO. Not that I'm going to say he should play KO on every map, but he clearly does have a flashing agent in his pool. Does he want to go to that so that they can free link up to play a controller? Maybe. We'll see. It's all...
Yeah. It's all, I don't know.
It's all just conjecture. That was the word that I took 15 seconds to find. Sorry.
I couldn't remember the name of Cypher. I'm like, what's the agent with the gray hat?
Oh, man.
Oh, dear. We're getting into loopy territory here.
Yeah.
We still have this whole last map to go into. That's a look.
All the adrenaline's going to come back as soon as they load into the server.
yeah.
It's that kind of thing. We're completely glued to our screens. Yeah, they're 3 inches from our face, and we're having the best time watching these players play. So recapping real quick, the question of will anyone bring out the double duelist is a big one.
Yeah.
Probably Sentinels if anybody's.
If anyone's going to do it. I think as well, we haven't talked a ton about Yampy since that first map.
Sure.
And, when he gets an op in his hand, I am always curious to see, how the game can swing. Gets a lot harder to push into A site, for example, when you got that holding on ramp, things like that.
We haven't seen the double ops.
Yeah.
Either.
We haven't gotten there yet. There's always a chance that we do see that come through. I mean, obviously, Yampy now, he's going to be changing over. Likely, we're going to be expecting the Killjoy, I would suspect, just because...
Over the Sova.
So, yeah, I mean, Split, Sova, you so rarely see it. We've had it a couple times over in the Korean region. It never looked particularly great. I've heard some rumors that people are starting to mess around with it a little bit more, maybe actually make it a bit of a workable composition, but I'd be really surprised to see it here in this such an important match to really try to go for that. So I'm expecting to see Shazam and Yampy both shift away from it.
Just time will tell.
Really curious about what this is going to look like. I mean, I'm just anticipating something unusual from somebody, and I think I wouldn't be too surprised to see the KO still roll through for Team Liquid in some manner or another. It seems like they're very keen on trying to make this work across the board.
It's also one of those situations, too, when this is a qualification map and you've been pushed to this point, you don't continue hiding something.
Yeah.
If you've got it available to yourself, right? This is the moment that you pull something out. If you've been prepping it behind the scenes, we get our answers rather quickly.
Okay, but I mean, the shocking thing here, so as we're talking about Link, we'll be moving over to the breach. It's going to be Yampy who picks up the Astra, actually, so they are not going to be running the Killjoy. but they do have the double duelist with Soul
I was
Guys.
about to say, what did we say about the double duelist?
Yeah, well,
But I was
this
expecting
is-
Sentinels to do it.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's why it's surprising.
it is the comp that Team Liquid ran against Ascend at the Red Bull Clutch, so it's they are kind of not showing anything new here. But it is a bit of a different look for the Sentinels since the last time we've seen them on Split. 10's on the Jet, and that means Shazam goes over to the Sky, and then we've slotted in the Sage. We haven't seen everybody be taking the Sage on Split these days.
Well, this is it. They got to get it done with these two comps. It's either Team Liquid or Sentinels booking a trip to the quarterfinals. We're one map away from finding out. DDK and Jean Garris, take it away.
Hell yes. Map 3, it's split, and we got Tens locking in Jets.
I'm so excited. He baited us. He baited us so hard.
Yeah, you all didn't see that,
Yeah.
but we were looking at the Asian select because we saw, Sean set it up previously as well. We had that raise look from him. He said he was super uncomfortable, and the team kind of crumbled around that the last time they played. Now he's going with the Jet pick,
Yes.
and for us, I think that really makes this super interesting.
Shazam on the Sky. This is so different coming out of Sentinels. Meanwhile, this is exactly what you would expect out of Team Liquid. Scream coming in on that Reyna, Solkis, second duelist on Raze. It's a different look compared to some of their other maps because Solkis is on the duelist, but that does not mean Liquid is not strong on this map. They are terrifying.
Yeah, we're going to see Liquid playing heavy for that B control. Nothing really to stop the mid pressure, and that's something Sentinel's going to exploit, getting their way up into Mail. It's that B heaven.
Oh, he's
the
all the
wall.
boom bot off, Dan. All of the Raze utility forced out of Solkis.
Not much you can do from behind that wall for now. Trying to work on that wall, trying to open that up for him later on. But in the meantime, Sentinel dropping into the side through Hellscream at the back. Able to keep himself alive there with the heal. Oh, it's very late, but the Liquid holding on. Soulcast picking up every kill, coming back for a vengeance after getting locked away. And Liquid pick up the pistol.
Fantastic pistol from Liquid, especially with the timing of that wall onto Solkis. The paint shells buy him enough time to get into spawn. But truthfully, Scream winning that fight and getting the overheal going, that ultimately prevented the site from collapsing because it could have collapsed so fast if Scream lost that fight. Sentinels now, they're grouped all over towards B right now. Starting in the hole in this map, not what we saw in Bind.
Yeah.
But by no means is this an unfamiliar spot for Sentinels.
There's going to be so many interesting tactics to talk about from both teams in this one, especially Liquid. Yappy, ooh, very close to the Nebula. He's going to actually take down Dapper.
It's out, Dan.
Able to get that reset. He's got all his teammates there just supporting with the util. There's no way to trade out those kills. They're trying. You got to love the attempt there from Tens. He actually finds what he was looking for, that one kill. But they are getting demolished here, of course, as you would expect. And great look here from Team Liquid. They'll pick up the dub on the anti-eco, and we'll move into the buy for Sentinels. And the bonus for Team Liquid. And that wall that we saw from Nevera on that A side, from elbow in towards A main, that's a great retake wall.
Yes, indeed. So his wall this round blocks off the front side plant location as well as A main, as well as a deeper push. This is a very threatening wall for retakes, as well as just nesting in the A site with your player. So right off the rip here, we're going to have Breach, Fault Lining, and Raze could paint shell this A push, but no one's there.
Yeah, and that A main position to be locked down at the start of these rounds. And we'll see that Liquid is also trying to work on the B main control. You can see that they're kind of chomping at the bit there to kind of get their way forward. And then we'll move forward.
Look how quick Sentinels can get mid, Dan. This is because Liquid lacks that Sentinel on this map. Tapper!
Oh, he didn't expect them to be so close! He did not expect them to be so close. Two players right there. They're going to fall back into the B site, but they've picked off Dapper. That's the Viper gone.
Yeah, no control utility, but that will help, Dan. A pick onto Solkis over there on ramps at A. They know a breach is in the site. They see the aftershock.
Oh, and that's that mid control you were talking about. Sentinels can just walk up, get through ropes, having control, and they're now assaulting the site. And there's no one here to defend this. There's a charge from Blink. That looks very desperate. Not able to really combine with his teammates there. And Sentinels look pretty damn good. It's been causing problems, but at that range with the Spectre, you can't expect too much. Two players back site. And Sentinel's looking great now.
Yeah, Shazam took a dink, but still a lot of health remaining on these 3 players.
Oh
Scream
my
doing
God.
a lot of damage, Dan.
I'm just afraid it's Scream after all. He's going to finally try to drop down. He gets caught on the back as well. And that's it. Converted by Sentinels against the bonus of Team Liquid. And I think this is going to be a story we're going to keep talking about, Sean. You know, the way that the setup is for Liquid,
Yes.
the openings on mid.
There will be a colossal amount of openings on this map for Sentinels, but they're going to be hard to find. Sentinels is going to have to do a lot of prodding, and timing is everything. Liquid will play aggressive on the extremities, just like they did that prior round. And that's what they're going to have to do. Because, like we keep mentioning, no Sage, no Cypher, no Killjoy. Nothing to alert them when Sentinels players are in certain areas.
I think it's a very,
Yes.
very good bet that he's going to get that walkout.
This is Sentinels doing exactly what we just did, right? They're thinking, oh, Liquid just called this timeout. How do they adjust? What have we done to defeat Liquid? Well, their adjustment is to come mid. So what is our adjustment? Fake a mid fight, you just run in B-Dapper, you just lurk. It's actually brilliant the way Sentinels played this round.
And he goes down to 33 HP on that first battle, then gets 2 more kills, 2 more
Insane.
1v1s. That's outrageous. Dapper coming up huge here as we go into round 11. 5-5, we're all tied up. Not too many rounds left in the first half, and you can't separate these two teams. But the judges, they're coming back.
Hey, this is a pots and pans type of buy, Dan. Everything is into this buy right now for Liquid. If they lose this round, they're looking at a 5-7 half.
I've got your trail.
Well, the Seeker's in mid, actually.
And Shaz is alone, Dan. So he knows now there's a judge in ropes, there's someone in mail, but it's all a bait.
Yeah, it is all the bait, and they're trying to run it into the site right now. They do lose Dapper. That's the Viper's Pit now, unavailable. So no ults here for this post plant. Oh, the wall, though, is really great. Get this kind of almost pixel peek. Now, Sick looking to kind of have that crosshair placement advantage against his opponents. You may not expect it unless they heard the wall at the back of the site. Liquid looking to set up. Again, 2 judges. 1 satchel for Soulcaster getting close. Around the elbow position, he'll go first. And they'll all try to stream through that back position. And the concuss comes through. That's brilliant. And Sick able to hide behind the wall. Really good stuff there. Link able to take down 2. And there's another from Scream. They've wiped out the defense.
Got close on 10s to get that frag. That was the first card falling in the House of Cards. Once they got 10s, everyone else just fell in succession. What insane retake.
And that pick on Dapper as well, that was the most key player because of the Viper's Pit.
That's a good point.
And now with the last round of the first half here, Sean, we get the operator back on 10s.
It looks like he's going to take it over here towards B. Scream is here, and when he's played here, he's aggressed, but they've boosted him on the box, and this is a very different look. We've yet to see Scream play like a passive angle like this.
Trailblazer will be shot out by Soulcast yet again. Response with the Boombot to make sure that there's no one lurking up close behind that.
Scream popping that Empress. This is the last round, so it could be a fake. It's obviously global sound alerts, so... Ooh, the timing was so close.
2 players in this corner. Will they expect Scream? Will they expect Scream to also be in the same corner? Because he's played backside, and you can see they're spamming backside. They think Scream's backside.
Yeah, the Empress is fading. Scream wants to keep the Empress going. He's gonna peek.
Oh, and he finds it. Takes down Dapper, no less. He's gonna reset his position. 40 seconds to go. Sam lurking up male. At the same time, 6 lurked into the A site. And you can see that Liquid realized this. But the spike has to make its way across stream. Finds Shazam lurking around towards B. 3 versus 3 now.
30 seconds left.
Ten's coming through the operator with his teammate, trying to get a spike across the site. Soulcast could break all of this. Oh, the Cloud versus Keeper. Soulcast gets to lurk closer. He gets to lurk closer, takes down 10s, but the spike has made its way across to the site. It's a 2 versus 2 now.
Spike planted.
Oh, Soulcast almost had the showstopper, Dan. He was going for that orb. That would have been huge. But Scream now is going to meet up the 2 duelists last remaining. Zoms and Sick kind of isolated from each other.
Wall breaks. Sick, will he jiggle for info? They're waiting for it. There's the jiggle. That's huge. He saw both players. That's all the info there. Zom's backside. Can he survive this one? Trying to give some support there. Zom takes that one in against 2! Sentinels! They tie it up going into that second half. What an insane 1 versus series of 1v1s from Zoms. And the distraction from his teammates. Sick trying to keep Zoms, give him the best chance he could. Beautiful stuff there from both teams. Played such a sick round.
Zoms, it's the same blueprint every map. Quiet, quiet, quiet. Huge clutch. Right when they need it the most. 6-6 half. We couldn't ask for a better game 3rd map, Dan.
This game could go either way. We're going the distance, and it's time to go back to the test. Their thoughts.
Thank you so much, DDK. Shot Garris, he took the words right out of my mouth. You wouldn't want this any other way when you go into halftime on the third and final map of a best of 3 6-6. Dead even.
It's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. It's what we wanted. We wanted this to go to 3 maps. We finally got that. Paper Thin's talking about it going to overtime, and it very well seems like
If the trend
that
continues,
could
my
be
friend.
yes.
It very well could. I mean, with the way how scrappy this is, the adjustments that both teams are making round to round. I mean, this is an incredible battle between these two. You could see what Raucus is bringing to the Sentinels when they take a timeout, they come back, they are able to kind of anti-strat very well what Team Liquid is going to be bringing next, but then Team Liquid right away moving pieces around the board, doing such a good job all over the place.
Who's the person for you on Team Liquid right now?
It's probably still Link. I don't know. He's been doing overall quite well, but like that Rolling Thunder retake over on the B site was absolutely perfect. Granted, a little bit more of a team effort. All he had to do is kind of show up and hit the ult button, but for the most part, still looking good. Yampi as well would be kind of tied in that first place spot for me of who to watch, because he's had some really good lurks out into the garage.
Who's the person on Sentinels for you?
Ooh, that's tough. Honestly, I think Dapper's been really good on the lurks and that kind of thing. He's been really providing a lot of support, and that's what opened up a lot of these mid pushes, and the late delayed mid lurks from him have been really, really nice. So for me, I'm liking what Dapper's been doing.
A reminder of the compositions for everybody at home, as well as the score lines for the players. You got the double duelists on the side of Team Liquid topping the tables in terms of the kills. That's what you like to see when you're gonna pull in 2 duelists into your composition. And then we've been asking some questions about Tens on the Jet. How much could he get done on a map like Split? And while he isn't necessarily atop the table, and that might be some concern moving forward, we move to a defensive half for Sentinels, and it's not like he has to create that space and be the entry anymore.
He doesn't have to, but knowing him, he's still going to try to do just that. I think he's still going to go up on some flank angles. I don't know. Maybe he'll taper it back a little bit.
Well, like we said, it's everything we wanted. A 6-6 first half, and so we're going to dive straight into the second. Find out who's going to come up on top in this battle between Team Liquid and Sentinels. Boys, take it away.
It comes down to this, back in it with the last pistol of this series, the 6th pistol. And we've got Team Liquid now on the attack.
Yeah, Sentinel's getting some early info in mid. And you mentioned Sick pistol. There it is. Sick putting up the wall in B. He's actually kind of just jump spotting over it for some info. See, Liquid just spreading out the map. They're going to fight for mid control soon. That's exactly where Dapper's wall is.
Ooh, Sam is alive still, but there's a return damage from Tens and then some, but no kill. Soulcast to get it instead.
But if you look, Dan, unlike Sentinels, he's not going to get a heal.
Toxins going up.
Same goes for Scream. These players are low.
That's a spot. How long can Dapper stay alive in elbow? Oh, he gets caught. Oh! He takes down Yappy. Yappy was a low player. And the molly. Oh no! Oh no, Dapper! He's holding down everything by himself. This is so fortuitous.
One elbow, Dan.
He's just trying to hold the time, and Zoms drops. He knows the pressure and has to deal with that position, but Link wins the battle again. That's up to Sick, gets a free kill. Upgrade to the Ghost, 1v2. Here goes Sick, full HP, full armor. Oh, he takes out another Sick! He's looking good for this one as he tries to go forward for the challenge. The heal comes through. He's got time to play the dance, and the dance is his. Sick taking out Navera for an incredibly important clutch and pistol.
Oh my goodness, Dan. The man's feet are made out of lead. They were just not getting off the gas pedal. He just was not stopping. He was running through those Liquid players.
He knew he knew he was winning that. You just watch him. I've never seen such a confident play in my life. That is crazy.
That is the definition of a battle sage. He's just healing himself, running into the site. Oh my gosh. He used the information that Zoms gave him from Falling from Heaven and everyone else gave him, and he capitalized on it immediately. That is amazing to see. All the player cams from Sentinels right there. They're feeling it.
Oh, that's a big moment. We were tied 6-6. Now the question
Dan,
is...
I don't want to cut you off. We're going to get the fault line and potentially a very fast ramp play. They're thinking about it right now. The breach is Chilean sewers. Here it is.
And the Trailblazer goes down mid to try to get that info, but it is dodged by Link.
They're waiting for the peak from ramps. This is so smart. The peak never came, so they don't need a fault line. It was a trap play.
Oh, they've actually managed to make their way up the A ramp here now. Team Liquid. Sentinels don't have the info just yet. Tens up on the rafters. There's the jump spot to confirm where Viper is. Has Zoms. Do Liquid try to just bum rush the site when the toxins go down? They're not really able to here. They're creeping, they're edging forward though.
Obscuring vision.
Mids.
Sick prodding B main. That's a lot of info, Dan. And this fight's huge for Yampi.
Yeah, it's not looking like he's very good for this one. And Ben's aware that he might have some support here. Soulcast is that support taking down Shazam 1-for-1.
Look at this, Dan. Liquid's all lurked into B heaven. There's 3 players here. Zom's rotating. He's making a lot of noise. He could fall.
Six got a good deep position in B main though. That is definitely very strong. But Zom's got a good timing. He's going to be so careful. Oh, the timing is absolutely perfect. And he gets all the information. He takes down 2. He's set Sick up for a layup right now because he can't come off the spike plant. Link can't come off of it. Oh, I don't know if he has time. I don't think he has.
Very close, Dan.
Oh,
Last player.
he doesn't have time. It's so close.
06. I'm pretty sure was just on the clock.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that was incredibly close.
Insane. Absolutely insane. What? That's a round of so many timings.
Wow.
Just look at just when they put all time away.
Yes.
Unreal.
He caught the millisecond timing on that peak. Oh my gosh. I have never seen a plant get so close.
Link, just no reaction
Brutal.
though on the face cam, just no response.
Brutal. Default line coming in for Male. Liquid gonna fake some mid control. This is actually just a spread out default. Paint shelling over by B, regrouping mid.
They force up the wall immediately though.
Yes.
Sick had to respect the util.
But look at this out of Sentinels, Dan. 3 players here. Unlike Liquid on defense, Sentinels is not going to give this up for free.
It's lurked all the way up there, has Yampi into a heaven.
Oh,
It's a
yeah.
pretty deep position.
Exactly where he was taken down last round.
The question is, will they activate that lurk? Scream, Soulcast, they're all looking for the headshots here. The mid challenge, look at it. We have the explosion here. After the ice orb go, they're going to try to go for the take is surely, but they're stuck in the nebula. They don't want to push behind the nebula. And now they've got to reset this one. They've got to reset the defense. I think it's fair to say Liquid come out with the win here.
Liquid definitely came out with the win. This A hit has been coming for the last minute, and Dapper is now all alone. No one for miles, Dan.
And it's going to be down once
Wait,
again.
Liquid's going heaven. Are they going to head to B?
Oh, you know what? If they make that read, that call, that would be huge. And that poison orb would allow them to safely do so.
through it.
They're going into A though. They are going into the A site again. Dapper backside, trying to hold this one down as they will drop into the site. Liquid. Yampi. Oh, Dapper though, even though he's concussed, picks up another one. Working that Spectre. Close range. 10 seconds to go for the spike. Is he going to try to deny it? He
5
can't.
seconds left.
Dapper around the corner was sick. And it's looking very difficult here. Dapper, do they realize that he's still here? They do. Nivera holds. And he's good for the shots. Close situation. That was the bonus for Sentinel, so 7-8 is Liquid, and now only 1 away from tying with Sentinels.
Dan, that was a fantastic round by Liquid. And I'm going
Yes.
to tell you why. The reason why is not because they did something magical as far as their synergies with all their abilities and their space. It's just not falling into any of those mid traps. It would have been so easy to work up mid and take one of those fights, or overextend into a gravity well, into a sky guiding light, and they didn't. They remained very calm, and then they just let their lurk make the play.
Yeah. Very well put.
Look at this. That's a smoke molly for A ramp.
Oh, and Sentinels, yeah, they're just on the pistols, actually. See what they're able to do with those.
Sentinels stacking this B site, which looks like it's where Liquid is heading. This orb could give 2 players on Liquid and alt. Nivera could give the hit 2, or Link could give the Rolling Thunder 2.
Force out some util. That pressure. This is scary though, as you
Sentinels
say.
is all over this
Yes.
game. This is very scary for Liquid.
And that wall will allow them to get kind of close. Close playing styles. Oh, going in with the satchel. Oh, Soulcast. Big kill. But Tens takes down Nivera with the headshot. Can't reset for another one. But it's Shazam now. Bursting out of spawn. He gets another. And the spike is down on the ground. And Dapper, he's the man on the rotation through spawn. He's going to hear the plant going
30
down
seconds
here.
left.
Liquid.
Spike
Liquid just
planted.
got 4 ults on their team within this round. How many opportunities will Dapper have? One player just slinking away as Dapper creeps forward, but where's the trade fragger? He guesses wrong. Yampy comes from hell and finishes the job. 8-8, we're all tied up.
Liquid escaped narrowly there. That is the danger of not getting map control, Dan. Not having any information around the map. Liquid headed blindly into the stack. And I think if it wasn't for that excellent fault line coming out of Link, Solkas definitely would fall to Zoms there. Zoms out of dead to rights.
One enemy remaining.
That was so close. Yeah, totally. That was a really marginal situation, but bites of both teams, but a massive ultimate disparity in favor of Liquid.
Yeah, absolutely. And the Viper Wall's up at A. They're aggressively peeking this ramp. And this is the ult that will bleed all the way into the side. If you look on the mini-map, it curls in. It's going to plant that seed of doubt in Dapper's mind this entire round. It's a massive mind game right now between these Vipers.
How do you deal with this? Spike will have an accompaniment as it moves through spawn to gather back towards A after showing presence towards B side of the map early on. This is so difficult to deal with if you're Sentinels, especially so many ults behind this.
Yes, and you have Astra over here lurking the B lobby. Dan Yampi has these global abilities, and he could be activated at any moment.
Full line goes up as well from sewers into the A heaven position. Now that has Link rejoining the team with the spike.
The fun begins.
There we go, one ultimate. The showstopper comes forward for Soulcast, looking for the entries. Finds the mark. Sick gets taken down. Oh! That's so good from
Dapper with the counter
Soulcast.
ult in the sight, Dan. He's running through.
Yeah, Dapper's going to be able to take down one. He gets a third one as well. How has he managed to take out so many players? And the catch from Zoms. I don't believe it. Dapper coming out just enormous with that play.
Oh my goodness. We said there would be some Viper mind games that round, but this is wild. The Vipers have popped off this series. Both ults used again in this round. But this play from Dapper is next level. Just like Nevere did on Breeze.
Yes.
Scales in so fast with it.
Oh man, it's exactly the same way. It's sweet revenge from that Breeze play, just like you said. That's such an enormous round to win.
Liquid invested here, Dan. Look at this 3 rifles on the board scream with a share of half shields.
Liquid also spent 4 ultimates in that last round, Sean.
Oh dear. They're lurking into B, Dan. They're taking this fight dry.
They're going to be able to find anything here. They're going to get right beyond the wall into the site deep. And
This is the spike too. Dan, this is the spike.
Zoms doesn't know anything about this just yet. Oh, that's big information, but which way does he
It
look?
could be B main.
Yeah.
He doesn't know.
Might have a sense of this, and we'll have to see. Zoms going to be wrapping his way around. He's got to have this Galaxy Brain game sense in this position. He's playing it very safe. He looks like he has an inkling.
Yeah, and if you notice, Link is actually playing anti-flash at this point. Liquid's very ready for a collapse.
Zoms needs help. He needs help desperately. Dapper's going to take down Soulcast towards mid, but
They've caught Smith. They know it's B.
oh, yeah, he's got the info now. And they do have all the players moving forward here as well. They've got Seekers if they want to use them, but in fact, Shazam will get taken out there, and Scream resets there with the dismiss. Can he keep himself alive for more as he tries to hold this by the pillar? Link takes down Zoms, needs to hold it, but Tens comes through with the Blade Storm to finish the job. And we've got Sentinels picking up another round. And Sean, I just keep thinking back to that previous round.
doing executes, entering sites as a team, and layering utility on these Sentinels players. And I've yet to see a response come out of Sentinels.
And this is it, Sean. We go into round 23. Will this be the last round for Sentinels? They're outgunned, but can they find a way? They've only got a Cosmic Divide, but that's the only ult available on the server right now.
Yeah, TenZ is still 2 off of Bladestorm. It's not like he can just, push B main, grab an orb, and hope to get lucky. He needs to actively make something happen. He only has a Guardian. It's been hit or miss for him so far this event.
Best gun on the team. They need TenZ. They need TenZ desperately right now. Will he be able to find a way to activate? Liquid have made it difficult.
Liquid has no ults to work with here. But they have a ton of utility due to this breach.
4 players around A main for Liquid. And Sentinels conversely 3 around B heaven. They're far away. Dapper, he's got to survive again. He gets concussed. Can he stay alive? Soulcast also concussed. Doesn't want to peek there. It's down to Dapper. How much can he get? Nothing. 2 players unanswered. Liquid looking like they're about to roll through the group into the playoffs with the top seed. And there's only 3 players left here.
Like a walking knife, Navira lurks into ropes right now, ready to stab Sentinels in the back.
And oh no, TenZ gets taken down as well. Team Liquid have done it. They have defeated Sentinels to top the group to move forward to the playoffs in style. Both teams had great looks, but Liquid, they looked better strategically and tactically, and they held their mental in this series, and that's got to feel good for them.
Oh, this is a huge mental win, and probably the biggest win in this Team Liquid lineup history. Scream started this series, let's not forget, 0-11 on Breezdan. Here he is on the last map, dropping 25 frags, topping the scoreboard, 6 first bloods. What resilience coming out of Liquid. They earned this win. They get the high seed going into playoffs. And I mean, it sucks for us to say, but 3 EMEA teams with high seeds already making through. Fnatic, Gambit, and now we have Liquid.
Yeah, and I mean, it's really great to see because, of course, if you're a Valorant fan, you've been following the stories of these teams and these players, there's just so much to love about seeing Liquid have a good performance. And Sentinels, we saw them have a great performance as well. They really put Team Liquid to their limits, and that's a great sign because we know Sentinels is a team that can fight, that can brawl, that can bring themselves again into new gears as the tournament progresses, and they're not done just yet. So again, as you say, maybe not the most exciting news for a North American fan, but there is still a lot left in Sentinels.
Oh, absolutely. This is the same Sentinels we have seen prior, right? They are capable of making massive plays and turning games on their head. This was an opponent that was doing the same right back to them though today. And man, I cannot get over how impressed I was with these TL players and the resilience they had. 13-2 second map, bouncing back. But yeah, Sentinels will go on to fight in the lower bracket of this group.
And I'm just so excited for both of these teams. There was a lot of questions going into this, and I feel like what we saw in Split from Sentinels, TenZ on the Jet, TenZ did struggle to find his way into a lot of opportunities, but he did look, I feel, more comfortable. And I think there are adjustments that they can make. There's tweaks they can make, I think, which is